It was so interesting to hear how it feels like decisions in the Parliament that impact on the islands are taken by central belt lovies making decisions about islanders when they have no understanding of their life, no understanding of how the island operates, and no understanding of their needs, both socially and economically. And the HPMA policy is a prime example of that, but not the only example of that. The ferry scandal being the other prime example. Part of it is making sure we've got good representation and good candidates in those constituencies that are the voice for those communities to the Labour Party, not the Labour Party's voice to those communities. We're only going to win voters if we're out of the Parliament, talking to people, learning from their experiences, and then projecting their experiences in the Parliament, and then more importantly, in our own policy making. So that's the second part, is being there more often and being visible there. Then the third part, and this is the most important part because the talking is the easy bit, the action's the harder bit, is what are these solutions? That's partly around the community wind farms, onshore wind, offshore wind, hydrogen, and making sure they have a stake in that, and that means more investment locally. It's partly around greater tourism. So how do we get more cruise ships, for example, being able to dock in the Western Isles for the day coming off, particularly from the US, because so much of the US population has a heritage link to Scotland that they want to come, trace those routes, see those routes, and spend money here. How do we get more of that tourism? Third, how do we maximize the onshore wind, offshore wind, hydrogen with community investment so that they can get more spending, for example, on their social care on the island, anti-poverty projects on the island, economic development on the island, and then sort the ferries issue out once and for all. And for me, the long-term fix of the ferry scandal is not us trying to procure two ferries at a time and then making a mess of it either at Ferguson's or exporting the work to Poland or to Turkey. It's how do we package up a long-term 15-year plan on a new fleet of ferries that allows people within the UK to bid for those contracts and deliver on those contracts, and so they're willing to make the investments in their own dockyards